if the cultural aspect becomes the destination and the focus all the time, it then becomes the fixation, to where now the college age students who have now gone out turning against the parents because now they're hearing all the CRT at college and they're like, well, I didn't get this and I didn't receive this and I wasn't culturized this way, but you were loved.
Right.
How important is it to find authentic experiences for those kinds of kids when they're living in predominantly white communities and they're from a different ethnicity? Like, because there was a lot of parents that were saying, how much time and attention do I put into trying to create these authentic versus contrived experiences, for people that look like my children. This was a lot of parents chimed in on this and wanted you guys to talk about it. So I don't know, putting it out there.
Go ahead, you the guest. Go ahead. Because I have, oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, see, there again, it's kind of, there's so much emphasis on that. And what does that look like? And of course, in 2022, it's so radically different because we have the internet, because we have, an entertainment world that is so different and so diverse, to where it's really hard for a child growing up anywhere in the United States to not see reflections of himself or herself. Is it important to see those reflections in real life? Yes, but there again, it's not a disqualifier. I mean, if you're in Wyoming and you don't have, maybe there's not an AME church there or a Kojic church, around the corner, I don't think that child is going to be permanently scarred. In fact, that's why I love some of the research from Rita Simon, the late Rita Simon, who did a lot of studies, longitudinal studies on transracial adoption, and talked about how well adjusted children who were transracially adopted, how well adjusted they are. I know there's a movement today that is so, even before CRT has really emerged so prominently, that we're really against these kinds of adoptions. And I find it so tragic because it's the fixation with culture. And, you could have all the culture thrown at you. Let's say culture became the preeminent thing, right? Well, culture doesn't prevent you from dealing with, the larger issues of life, but being loved does prepare you. And I will tell you, as someone who went through some really difficult things in my life as a young adult, it wasn't all the cultural things that I experienced in person, or it wasn't all the history that I had read. It was actually my parents loving me and instilling the faith in me that helped me through some very dire times in my life. So I understand that people have these questions and they want these authentic sort of experiences, but I honestly do think they're overrated. Love your child. Talk about your child, about some of these issues in a realistic sense, and give them context. Don't do the whole narrative like Bethany Christian Services did in their training video called How to Be an Anti-Racist Family, where they paint the world as honestly, it must be in the 1960s in their mindset, and yet the video just came out last year about how racist the world is all around them. Mm-hmm. Don't talk to your kids. My kids are all different shades. My youngest son is black, and my other kids are all mixed. And we talk the same to all of them. And we ask them questions, and we let them think about it, and we let them ask us questions. But we have to be very careful of not making all of that stuff so dominant that that's all they're thinking about.
Yes.
And so it's a balance, and it's not an easy balance. But if the cultural aspect becomes the destination and the focus all the time, it then becomes the fixation. And I have seen that in so many families, to where now the college age students who have now gone out turning against the parents because now they're hearing all the CRT at college and they're like, well, I didn't get this and I didn't receive this and I wasn't culturized this way, but you were loved.
Right.
You were nurtured. They paid for your college. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's devastating.
If I had a kid who's like, you know what, I'm gonna cancel you because you're a colonizer, I'd be like, and honey, I'm canceling my credit card on that college payment. I wish you would. Now, see, I know that's probably not holy and godlike, but
It might be.
you go ahead and cancel me if you want to. That BA will be cut short. You just gonna have a B. The devil is a lie. It's just a lie. Okay. I think my thoughts on it,
So again, to remind people about the question is that, how important is it for the child to have what are called culturally authentic experiences?
I look at it this way, and I didn't always look at it this way, but now I do.
Ryan might not know that Monique used to be a big critical race theory advocate.
Yeah, there's that.
Until like 5 minutes ago.
It was not 5 minutes ago. The devil is a lie.
2 years ago. All right.
3. Oh, the Lord don't like ugly. Don't do that. Okay.
Not that long ago.
But that's even better.
Yeah, you're right. Because see, I can hit you with your own stuff. I think my thoughts on it is that I don't have kids. If I had kids, I would want them to know about the family they're being raised in. And yes, we have our nuclear family, and we can know about the culture from, whatever our ethnic background is. But what's even, to me, larger than that is our family of God. And, so how do I know about my cousin who lives in, South Korea? How do I know about my cousin who's from Nigeria or from Botswana or something like that? So at that point, I just feel like it's just about learning about people across the world. And it doesn't have to be this intentional, like, if I don't do this, then I'm bad, but how do we make learning about the people that God has created, other image bearers, a part of our daily, not daily routine, but something that's regular.
But all of this is predicated on what I hear both of you kind of saying is a lot of this is embedded in discipleship with the child. It's a daily orientation of giving them a different perspective on what's happening in the world. Here's how we think about these things as a family. But if parents are trapped in a posture of fear and trapped in a posture of self-doubt, that's going to make those conversations, a lot harder.
Like, to me, the foundation of exploring other cultures, so to say, would be Christ, or it should be Christ, because or God, because we are created in God's image. Like, we're created in His image. So, what about these image bearers here? What about those image bearers there? It's not this thing of you must because you're white, or you must because I'm white, or things like that. It's, God first, the culture of the kingdom first, image bearer, like that historically Christian language, because when you move away from that to put the cultural aspect first, where now culture is the most important thing, you will lose the true first thing, which should be Christ and His kingdom.